Alright guys, so we're here in the Spitfire today. I'm going to be taking on a Bf-109 and we are over the new DCS map, the Channel. And I believe here we are over the cliffs of Dover, so it's very much like the Battle of Britain when the Spitfires were holding off the swarm of German Luftwaffe that were coming over to try to kill everybody and invade Britain. And so there's the merge with the Bf-109 there. Looks like he's going for the vertical. And now I don't know too much about these World War II aircrafts, but I do know that the Spitfire could outturn the Bf-109, and it's my impression that the Bf-109 needs to energy fight the Spitfire, boom and zoom it essentially, in order to win. So we'll see how this plays out here. Right now I've managed to turn pretty nicely behind this 109, and he keeps trying to use the vertical, so I'm just going to stay with him here. And to me it kind of looks like he might be getting a little slower than he would like to be. And we're turning up on him here now. I may be able to pull him into the HUD here and get off some rounds, because I'm getting in a good position here. Let's see if we can hit him. He's trying to get out of the way. Good hits. That looks like a, I don't know what, that looks like radiator almost. I think white smoke either means fuel or some sort of radiator hit. So, and it's coming out of where I believe the radiators are on the 109. So I think that's a good hit on him. He's going to be feeling that in the engine. And so here he's trying to outturn. As long as he's got the altitude, he can kind of keep up with the Spitfire in the turn. Now remember, that is a K4. That's a later variant Bf-109. And as long as he's got the altitude, he may be able to do something, but as we get closer and closer to the ground, he's going to start running out of options here. And I'm trying just not to black out here and kill myself. And it looked like he tried to make a run over the water, but I think he's coming back. I see him climbing through the sun there. You'll see him in a second. There he is. He's going back for the vertical. Looks like he wants to keep fighting. Come on. Alright, there he is. And now he's pretty damaged, so I don't think he's going to be able to maneuver very nicely. And now he's just about to get killed. There it is. Those look like some more hits. Okay, he's leveling out. I think he's trying to make a run for it. I think he's out of this fight. He's had enough. Yeah, he's had enough. And he's going to try to head back across the channel towards German-occupied territory. And you know what? I'm going to let him go. We're going to escort him across the water here. And I'm not being nice to him. I'm not trying to be nice to him. I'm just, I'm letting him go so he can go tell his other German buddies what happens when you come across this side of the channel. Alright, so that 109 went home in the last round, and so in this round, we won't be doing any more of that. So this Bf-109 here, if we can get behind him, we're going to kill him for sure. We're not letting any more go home. And so I'm really enjoying the Spitfire, man. DCS has been putting a lot of work into their World War II stuff, and it shows. I feel like damage models are a little bit different for World War II aircraft, and I love it. It looks really good, and I'm having a lot of fun flying the World War II aircraft now in DCS. So nice to see them putting some effort towards World War II stuff. Alright, so once again we got this 109 who's gone for the vertical. At higher altitudes it is difficult for me in a Spitfire, so if he can keep the fight at a high altitude he may have some sort of advantage here, but as long as he tries to turn with the Spitfire, he should be in trouble. Theoretically, that's assuming that I don't mess something up really badly. And so this 109, he dumped his nose there, got a lot of energy. He's a lot faster than before. And you can see what happens when he tries to boom and zoom. Now if he can just extend that far enough that he can come back around and just strafe me, he'd be in a good position. But right now it looks like he's just using his energy to go into a vertical fight with me, which I think I almost hit him there. Which I think he may have pulled too hard on the stick and bled off a lot of that energy advantage that he had when he was fighting me there. So I think now he might be in trouble. I might be able to make something of this here. A reversal of the turn. A nice one too. I didn't expect him to be able to do that. That was quite nice. This guy's doing well. For the most part. I mean, he's not giving me any problems, but he's making it difficult for me to kill him for sure. Give him a few rounds. I did not expect any of those to hit him. Oh my god. I was just trying to scare him a little bit. And so I don't think he has visual on me, or else he wouldn't just be doing this. Or maybe he does, he just jinked out of the way there. That was pretty nice. And there he goes. I just tried to stay out of his nose as he did that, because one of those 30 millimeters of his cannon hitting me and I'm done. And now he's slow. And he's dead. But we tried to warn them with the other Bf-109, you know, we let him go home so he would tell them, but they still came back, so what are you gonna do? Yeah guys, so if you've stayed out of the World War II scene in DCS, I highly recommend you get back into it, because it's getting a lot more fun, and I think I'm going to be doing a lot more World War II videos coming soon to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting my work on Patreon. Really helps me out when you do that. Big thank you to all of you who are already supporting the channel. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Alright guys, here's our TAC view review. We'll just do one of these fights because they were pretty much the same thing. So Bf-109 goes for the vertical. Actually, it's kind of important to see the merge speeds here. I'm coming in at Mach 0.44 and he is Mach 0.48. So he's going to come in a little bit faster than me. And so he's going to go for the vertical. I'm going to try to turn around. I tried to use the horizontal, but as I saw him climb, I just turned into him. And like I go for the vertical as well. And what's interesting here is he's actually got a decent amount of speed where I don't. I'm a little bit slower than him at this point. So I just think that maybe if, and give me your opinion. I'm not saying this is factual, but to me it seems like had he continued the climb a little bit longer, I would not have been able to keep up with that. I would probably have stalled out and fallen back down, and then he could have just rolled over, which I think was a pretty common tactic in World War II. Not maybe between these two guys, but just in general. So anyway, as he comes down, I'm just gonna nicely turn up behind him. Look at that speed. You saw that it was 24.7 was the highest degrees per second I saw there. So very impressive turn rates from the Spitfire. And the 109 again goes into the vertical here. However, the problem is he's too slow. So as he goes into that vertical, his aircraft kind of departs flight on him a little bit there. And now he's shit out of luck. He's got basically no energy. And I'm just gonna use that opportunity to slot him behind him. As a result of not having any energy, he was forced to dump his nose and go down and hope that gravity helps him get some of his speed back. And by that point though, by trying to solve the mistake that happened up here, it's taken him several seconds and it has resulted in a Spitfire being directly on his 6. And so he's going to try to just, maneuver out of plane and try to survive, but I'm just way too close, and he's going to eat some of those rounds there. And that's when I believe his right radiator started giving off smoke. And so he tries to roll over, and again, I'm just trying to stay out of his nose so he doesn't kill me. And so I rolled around with him, and then he dove down, and so I dove down with him. Now at this point, I'm getting way too many G's. I'm 6.78. There's a lot of G's for a World War II aircraft. And now we're in this downward spiral. You can see him matching my turn rates per second, almost exactly. In this situation, it's exact, but it varies by a few degrees on the way down. And as long as he can dump his nose like this, and he's got altitude to help him through those turns, he can actually keep up in these turns with the Spitfire. But once he gets down on the deck and he can't do this little downward spiral anymore, that's when he starts to run into problems when it comes to turning with the Spitfire. So he actually extends out of here because I think he almost hit the ground, and I do the same. I pull out of the downward spiral, obviously, because we don't want to hit the ground. Continue the turn with him. And now this situation here, I actually do somewhat make a mistake here. Well, for sure I make a mistake. And what happens is, because I cut into the flight path that he takes, what ends up happening is I end up in a high aspect situation, which is a very difficult gunshot to take. And what I probably should have done was, as he extended out here, I should have followed that. And when he goes vertical is the point in space when I thought he did that is when I should have climbed. And if I'd done that, it's possible he'd be probably a little bit further, because it would have been a further flight path. He'd be somewhere around here, and I would be back here, which would be a much better fire solution, as it's a lower aspect shot. Now anyway, I took the high aspect solution because I pulled him right into the HUD here, and as a result I'm gonna miss that shot, and so I gotta reposition behind him. He stays in that turn, which is very lucky for me. I think he was doing this because he was trying to acquire a visual, and I think by the time he figured out where I was, and because the visibility in the Bf-109, it's not great. It's got terrible visibility. Maybe not terrible. Actually, it's pretty bad. It's one of the worst I've ever seen. Almost on par with the MiG-21. But anyway, so poor visibility. I think he sees these tracers fly past, but it's already too late, and he's basically smoked. So, and this is the guy that we end up escorting out of here. Okay guys, so that is going to be the video for today. As I said, check out the World War II stuff in DCS. I think it's got a lot of potential now that they've been really working on it. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.